Let's talk about what's new in Canva for this month of September. I have 4 new features and one special treat at the end of the episode that Canva released this month. So let's get going. Let's start with what's new in video. We have one new feature this month, and this one is about creating your very own voiceover in Canva. This feature will be available to all users, so free users included. And while it's not absolutely new, Canva decided to include it in this month batch of new features. So let's explore it for the very first time. Let me show you. I'm right here in my Canva account, and I have this video clip right here. This was generated with VO3. Let's play it back so you can hear what the clip and what this little guy is saying right here.
Tag cave friend who's still cold or lost teeth.
So it says, tag cave friend, so a friend who lives in a cave, who are still cold or lost teeth. Okay, so that was just part of a story I created.
Tag cave friend who's still cold or lost teeth.
All right, so let's say I'm not happy with this voice and I want to create my own voiceover for this clip right here. So I'm going to try and say exactly the same thing using Canva's voiceover feature. So in order to find this feature, you will need to have first a video clip on your page in your documents. I believe this is the base. And once you do, you just click on the uploads button right here. Click on record yourself. And I am aware that some users will not have access to the record yourself feature. I am aware that, for example, people in India do not have full access to the recording studio for some legal reason. I'm not responsible about that. It's just a Canva decision. So if you do have the record yourself button, click here and you should see these 3 different options. So record a talking head. So that's your regular record yourself feature where you can record yourself video and audio. And now the novelty is this one right here, record a voice over. And then you have generate AI voice, which we are not going to explore in this video. But let's click on record a voiceover. So very basically, you will have this panel showing up at the bottom of your screen with a big fat red record button that I'm not going to hit just now. I'm just first going to choose my microphone right here. To show you, you should see a list of all your different microphones. I'm with my Shure MV7 Plus, which is this microphone right here. So that's fine. I'm going to use this one. And so the text I need to say is tag cave friend. Okay, I'm going to try to do this voice. So I'm going to hit the record button. You're going to see a countdown from 3 to 0. And then when it's 0, I can start speaking. Tag cave friend who's still cold or lost teeth. Happy with this? So I can hit the finish button. So what's going to happen is that my recording is going to be added straight to the timeline right here. I'm going to stretch this so you can see a bit bigger what's going on here. Let me rewind this. So to zoom in on the timeline, quick reminder, you will need to locate this button right here that says zoom page. Make sure you are on the lower part of the button. So you can click again to highlight these 3 little thumbnail images right here. So that indicates you can now zoom on the timeline. Okay, so make sure you are doing this. And this allows me to see where my voice recording actually starts. Okay, it starts right here. So I'm going to trim that first. I don't need the white noise at the beginning. And now I can play it back.
Tag cave friend who's still cold or lost teeth.
So this sounds good. It's just that I'm hearing both the video and my voice recording. So now what I need to do is to click on the video, click on that little volume button and mute the video, the original video. So now this track, the original video is muted and I can hear my voiceover. So let's click on the voiceover, bump the volume a bit, not too much. Let's say 120, about 120. That's fine. I can manually type it in because it was not easy to actually get to 120. And now I can play it back again. So from this slide,
Kid friend who's still cold or lost teeth.
Okay, so that's not bad. I would say I'm good with this one. Now, obviously, you can do much more than simply dub little animated characters like this with this feature. You can create entire tutorials. Maybe you have your screen recording, and for some reason, you prefer not to record your voice while recording your screen. So that could be a possibility, though I wouldn't recommend to do it like so. Better to do it all in once. But voiceovers, you could do some funny dubbing of existing videos like I just did. You could talk over a presentation. You could do a bunch of different things with this feature. I'm glad they added it to Canva. So now we can create with our own voice. Once again, this feature should be available to all users and hopefully people in India too. Let me know if you're watching from India. Do you have this feature available at all in your Canva account? I'm curious to know because this is a question I receive a lot in the comments section. Now let's move on to the next feature. We're now moving on to another category of feature. This is what's new in the UI UX, so the user interface, user experience in Canva. And the first novelty I would love to talk about in that category is the fact that Canva added more shapes under the Elements tab. So let me show you where to find them, what they do. But basically is like new shapes like hearts, banners, drops, and cogs, and even abstract shapes that you can now use right into using different colors, etc. So let me show you. All right, here's a blank document, blank presentation. I'm going to go to my Elements button, click here, and you should see shapes quite high in that menu. So you see shapes, click on see all, and now you should see a much wider variety of shapes. So you still have your basic shapes, your polygons, your stars, arrows, flowchart shapes. That's pretty new to me, it seems. Speech bubbles, you have clouds and all sorts of clouds. Okay, so you have 5, it seems, for each category, hearts, banners. So you pretty much see them all here. You don't really need to click on see all because you have 5 displayed right here. You have your cogs, square stars, organic shapes. Organic shapes are nice. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to add one to my design right here. So these are pretty much basic shapes. You can still write in the middle, right? You can change the font, you can change the size, you can change the color of your shape, you can add a gradient. So pretty much everything you can do with shapes already. It's just that you now have more shapes. And I noticed something here under organic. So this banner right here, let's see if I write something long, if it adapts to the form of the shape. But no, it doesn't. Unless maybe I use the curved text, which is not available for me within that shape. So that's a bit of a bummer. I would have loved for this text to adapt to the shape of my shape, obviously. But hey, this is something new. This is something to appreciate because it's quite a bit of new shapes right here. And also this is available to all users, including free users. So thanks Canva for this. We are always happy when you add more content to the media library. Moving on to the next feature, still in that category of UI UX. This one is for pro users or paid users only because it has to do with your brand kit or brand templates. All right. And this one is about finding your brand templates easier when you are working in the editor. So let me show you what this is about with this fresh page right here in my presentation document. There are 2 ways you can find them. So the first one is when you click on your design tab and you're searching for a template, for example. See, I'm on the templates tab right here. You should see your brand templates right here. So pretty much on top of everything else. Okay, I can use the little arrows to scroll through my brand template, or I can click on see all to have access to all of my branded templates that my designer or that my boss has created for me in my team's account. All right. So this is a pro or paid feature because you need to work with a team to have access to the branded template or the brand templates. So that's the first place where you can find them right here under design templates, where you usually look for templates from within the editor. They will show up here on top, or obviously if you click on brand, you should see your brand templates also right here above the brand kit you're using. And if you switch brand kit, I don't think I have other brand templates for my other brand kits. Yeah, I do actually. So you should see them right here as well. So this should make it easier for your teammates to find and use your branded templates whenever they need them. All right, guys, I hope you are enjoying this this tutorial. This one is going to be short and sweet because there's not a ton of features for this month of September. Just a quick reminder to let you know that we launched a new course this week. It's called Canva for Live Streaming. This one is a course for anyone who is already streaming, for example, on Twitch or on YouTube, so live streaming. So this course will help you create a more professional stream, like your entire brand identity, all the visuals that you need, create these consistent and branded materials and visuals to elevate your streams. I've collaborated with Jeff Evans, who's my fellow Canva verified expert. He's a pro, he's a specialist in teaching how to use Canva for streamers. So it's a 5-hour course. It's live on Udemy. There is a link in the description if that is your jam. Now back to the tutorial. All right, 2 more things to show you today. The next one has to do with Canva Code, so Canva AI. And the novelty is that you can now download the code that you have created with Canva Code. Now, this is important because this was a massive criticism about Canva Code. Okay, that's great. I can generate little apps and experiences and interactive games, and Canva will code them for me, like vibe coding, but I don't have access to the code. Like there was no way prior to this update to get access to the code generated by Canva Code. And now there is. And to show you this new feature, I am switching to my RONNY team right here. It's a different Canva account that I have. This is the one I'm using to update the Canva master course on Udemy. And I recently created an app with Canva Code for the course because we are creating an entire new section about Canva Code that I would like to use for this example. So I'm going to go back to my Canva AI code for me. Okay, and this is the conversation I had right here. So you see a little bit of back and forth. There are 6 versions of my app right here that I coded, and it's an interactive game to learn about the Canva keyboard shortcuts. All right, so let me show you what it looks like. So it looks like so. You can first start by choosing your operating system. It's a Mac. So what is the keyboard shortcut in Canva for cut an element? So I can press the keyboard shortcut keys to enter my answer. Okay, so cut an element, that would be C, probably. Can submit my answer. No, Command X. Okay. All right, next card, increase font size. Okay, I think I know. So this is this, and this. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so you get the point. This is the game I prompted for Canva Code to code for me. All right, so now the novelty is this button right here, Show Code. You can now click here to see the entire code that Canva generated for me to create this app. And I believe this is version 6. Yes, so there will be a different version of code for each of these. You see buttons right here, the version number. So make sure you are actually copying the code. If you need to copy and paste this code somewhere, make sure you are on the latest version of your app. And then you can simply copy the code with this button. You see code copied to clipboard. And then you can now paste that somewhere else. For example, one way to use this feature that I have used before is when Canva Code was kind of like going around in circles and it was not capable of understanding what I meant for specific correction. Not for this project, but for other projects. I copied the entire code and I went to ChatGPT, used GPT-5, pasted the code and just told ChatGPT, help me fix this code. I'm trying to do this. And then it told me exactly how to fix it. So I was not able to import it back to Canva because there's no way of pasting code yet, but I could correct my code from ChatGPT, and you can run the code from ChatGPT as well. That's just one use case. You can also copy this code and bring it to another program, or you could just host it somewhere else. I'm not a coder. I don't know how this works. That's why I enjoy easy features like Canva Code, because it does that stuff for me that I don't understand. All right, so this is nice, a nice add-on. You can now see your code and copy your code. But one thing that I observed by creating these new lectures for the course about Canva Code is that Canva Code is becoming really cool and really powerful with more use cases. So yeah, I highly suggest you take a look. If not the course, at least Canva Code, experiment with the feature because yeah, it's pretty amazing. All right, guys, so these were the 4 new features for this month of September. And I told you the beginning, there was a little surprise as well. Well, the surprise is a brand new report that Canva came up with. It's called The State of Visual Communication. So this is a brand new report in which Canva explains, some trends in the workplace about communication and visual communication. So let me show you what it looks like. First of all, you have this QR code right here that you can scan in order to land on the reports landing page. Okay, so scan this code. There will be also a link in the description if you missed this code, or if you're watching this video with your phone, there's no way of scanning. So let me go through the report to show you a few of the slides. This report is divided into 4 different sections that are represented here. The first one, visuals change minds. So there is a study behind this that is presented in the report, and on how basically visual communication is affecting your mind and the way people are kind of evolving with communication and making it ever more visual. Second part is about the quiet catalyst behind business growth. Third part is all about Gen Z and why Gen Z is leading the way. Are you ready? Is your company ready? And section 4 right here, building a workplace that works visually. Okay, so that's what the kind of the table of content, it's super well done. And I couldn't help but noticing that there is some sort of Apple-like influence right there. Today is September 10th. So yesterday was September 9th, obviously. And September 9th was the Apple event, the launch of the iPhone, what is it now, 17. And Apple had this very similar kind of like heat wave or heat sensor kind of visuals to their communication for this specific event. So this is what I'm talking about. You see this kind of heat pattern, or I'm not sure how to call that, but this type of visuals is something that really the state of the visual communication. So yeah, really made me think of that type of visuals right here. And it's good. Like, sometimes Apple copies Canva and other times Canva copies Apple. There's nothing wrong about this. It doesn't change that this report, first, even if it's just for that, just have a look at how a presentation is done in 2025. I mean, this presentation is gorgeous. And just for that, even if you don't read anything, just have a look at how Canva did it, because this is amazing. So it's full of colors, full of these heat map kind of visuals. So it's consistent, it's bold, it's fun to watch, it's really colorful, it's diverse. I really enjoy just flipping through the pages. I haven't read the full report yet. I'm saving this for when I have a bit of time, maybe this weekend. But this is one of the 4, I would say, recap of each section. So this is the recap of section 1 of the report. The report is about 50 slides. Okay, so you can see them all right here. You will need to go through a little screen where you need to leave your email address and all of that to download the report. But yeah, it's worth it. There's nothing wrong about this. Canva already has your email address if you have a Canva account anyways. So yeah, I highly recommend you check out this report. I'm sure there is some good information in there. And maybe I should create a dedicated tutorial about the findings in this report, about what is being taught in this report, and really go deeper right here on the channel with you guys and explore all of the information that the report contains. All right, that's it for me. I don't want to take any more of your time. Give us a like if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy hearing month after month about the new Canva features. Signing off, make sure you check out the other episodes of What's Hot in this series so you know everything that's new with Canva. Thanks for watching.